Buzz Lightyear after Buzz Aldrin. And I know Buzz
Real
Aldrin.
life astronaut.
Yeah, and I've spoken to Buzz Aldrin. He's a very amiable guy, and we've had some conversations. But he's kind of old, like me, like all the astronauts. Plus, they went, 60. How many years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time.
55 years ago, 60 years ago.
55 years ago. And so that's now I'd like to open up the discussion for questions. Are there any questions here? Okay, what's your name?
Micah?
Where does gravity leave off?
Okay, so
where does it turn into where you float around? Where does
well, gravity is very, very interesting force. It's one of the basic forces, and it comes from mass. Whenever you have any mass, you actually exert gravity too, because you have some mass. But the Earth has so much mass, so it keeps us on the Earth. But as the farther away you go from the Earth, the lesser there's gravity. So you have to go a long, long time. Actually, there's always gravity, no matter how far away you are, but it gets less and less and less. And
even if you're on the moon?
That's right. Because the moon actually, that's why the moon is orbiting, because the gravity of the Earth is pulling the moon. And it has this centrifugal force, so it goes around in orbit. Yeah, so gravity is always present.
I fall down when I do this.
Other questions?
Zeke?
Yes.
How cold is Pluto?
How cold is Pluto?
Is Pluto. Now, Pluto's interesting. We call it a minor planet now. It used to be a regular planet, but now it's just a minor planet. Pluto's really far away. And the coldest temperature is minus 460 degrees. Can you believe that?
Whoa.
Do you use centigrade here or Fahrenheit?
Where do you live?
Well, in
NASA space station.
in science,
That's the scientific world, right?
Right.
in science we use not only science, but most of the world uses centigrade.
Why are we so different?
Well, why are we so different? Anyway, just for your reference, it's minus 273 degrees centigrade degrees, and it's 5/9 of Fahrenheit. Anyway, so Pluto is probably about 450. In other words, maybe it's almost absolute zero, but it's got still some temperature, some heat there.
All right, good
Really
question.
cool. Yeah, that's an excellent question, yes.
Who has
Okay,
another question?
Okay, let's see.
Luke?
Do you have a question?
Do sometimes the tornadoes happen in outer space?
Tornadoes.
Question.
Yeah, in order to have a tornado, we have to have some kind of wind, air rotates around, and in fact, anywhere there's some kind of air is a tornado we have here, but we could have some like methane in another planet in the solar system, and that could rotate because that's a gas too. So the tornadoes are possible anywhere there's any gas, and so they do in fact have them in other planets, Saturn and Mars, anyone that, but not Moon, because the Moon doesn't have any atmosphere. There's no air, no gas, no nothing. The Moon.
Does it have rocks?
One more question? One more question? That's good. Yeah.
Does the moon have rocks?
Let's raise our hand when to ask a question.
Because I think, did you ask a question already?
Let's raise our hand if you have a question. Who has a question?
I'm just wondering if the moon has rocks.
I'd like to get as many questions from different people. Like that one.
Nikhil.
How do you, when you're on a mission, how do you, and you keep floating around, how do you get, if you're far away from the shuttle, how do you get back?
Okay, that's a very good question. How do you get that?
Can you just blow
Well,
yourself?
we used to have a space shuttle. You may have heard about that, but that's been discontinued because it ran its life for about 25 years, and so it got too old, and so we don't use it anymore. But we do have abilities to get back and forth, and we actually do it with a Russian vehicle that takes them up and down. So there's a spacecraft that goes up there, picks up people, and comes back down to Earth. Sometimes they stay up there 6 months, sometimes even a year.
On the space station?
In the space station, they do that right. So
Can we breathe?
yeah, that's a good point, because there's no air up there, so they have to have oxygen. They have like packs on the back of their in a pack in an air tank, yes. So they have oxygen. You need oxygen to live.
Can you tell them one last thing? How did you become what
yeah.
you are? How did you become a space scientist?
Yeah, you know, I really enjoyed working for NASA and working with all these vehicles and spacecraft and just all the science.
Astronauts.
And so I always said, as you see from that picture, where are you? I was interested even as a baby. And when I did that, so what
4
I
days
did,
old here.
So what I did is I decided I liked math, first arithmetic, and I liked math. I liked science, so I went to school, went to high school, that was good. And then I went to college, and then I went to graduate school, and then I went to graduate school. I tell that to my wife, she knows. And I went to graduate school, and I went to graduate school. Anyway, so I did go
How old?
quite a few.
How old when you
Oh,
graduated for your?
Here's my wife. Here's my daughter.
Okay. How old were you when you graduated? When you could start your career?
Yeah, I started at 36, which is
36?
pretty old. But
About the
yeah,
age of some of your parents.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to go that long. Some people do it for just 22 years old or 25 years old. You don't have to wait that long. But 25 years is pretty old anyway you look at it.
Maybe some of you will get interested in space science and become space scientists yourselves.
And you know, one of
Never
the
know.
the new ventures that we have is we're going to go to Mars. So maybe one of you will be an astronaut that goes to Mars. You know which one Mars is. Mars is the one next from the Earth. Earth is the third, and Mars is the fourth.
And there is a space camp you can go to when you're in 8th grade
Oh,
to go
right,
see
yeah.
what it's like.
In Alabama?
That's
Huntsville,
right.
Alabama.
And Punahou sends lots of students from Punahou, so
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's
something
really,
to look forward to.
Yeah,
yeah.
8th grade. Wow.
And we actually had a space camp where I am located, NASA in California, and we had a space camp there, but they unfortunately discontinued it. But so I've seen it. It's a really tremendous adventure. Very nice. Okay,
All right.
so-
Thank you for your time.
Can you give him a big hand, everyone?
Thank you for your listening here. Great questions.
Yes, I'm very impressed with this class. They have a lot of good knowledge of the planet.
Well, they're very curious, and that leads to just great wonderings and learning. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Dolphins, can we say thank you?
What about the astronaut food?
Yes, we have one surprise.
Oh, I forgot about
We
that.
have a surprise for you. I'll let teacher Mrs. Winter kind of decide how and what we do this, but this is
This is the food that the astronauts, you said about the air they have to breathe, they also have to eat. So this is
Oh, that's so
food.
fun.
this is real astronaut food from NASA, where Baba he brought it from California, so you can try astronaut food at some point. So, like dessert.